Hey, what's up, guys and gals? It's Rob Lee. I want to say, first of all, thank you for watching the video yesterday, part 1, The Truth of This World. And this is part 2. And part 2 may not be as intriguing to you as part 1, because part 2 we're going to have to do just a tad more reading. And we have to do it. If we're going to go and advance forward into part 3, 4, 5, etc., we're going to have to actually do some reading. And I'm not trying to put any of you down. I'm sure some of you may be avid readers, but it's been my experience that the majority of people on the internet do not like to read. They need a visual stimulant. And I understand that to a point. I haven't been like that in quite some time, but there was a point in my life that I was just like that. I want to thank you. I appreciate the compliments, the prayers, the people who are trying to help other people in the comment section. Now, I want to say just a quick word about the Bible, because we're actually going to read just a few verses from the Bible. I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not a pastor, preacher, priest, none of that. I could never go door to door trying to tell people the truth. That's just not me. That's not who I am as a man. I've never on my channel tried to tell people, anybody who's followed my channel from the beginning, you've never heard me Bible thump. You've never heard me telling you that you're going to hell, you're going to this, blah, blah. You've never heard me doing that ever. I'm not going to get into trying to quote the entire Bible or teach the entire Bible. It's just we're too far late in it to try to do all that. And quite frankly, it's not necessary. However, we are going to use it, because if we want to learn more about the Nephilim, the fallen angels, your enemy that's on TV, they control your banking, they control your food, they control your military, they control the air, they control every aspect of our lives that we allow them to. We need to know more about them. Now, who could be the ultimate teacher? Well, sure as hell is not going to be me. It will be the Almighty Father Yah. He is the ultimate teacher, because he knows who these creatures are, because he actually, in an indirect way, is responsible for creating them, because everything has to go back to him. So I wanted us to go to the Bible. When people ask, is the Bible accurate? I'm not going to try to convince you that it is. I mean, I can't do that. I don't have that power. I will say this to you, though. If there is an almighty creator, an all-powerful, single creator, how ignorant and asinine would it be for us to think that he would not be able to save us his preserved word? Now, people will say, yeah, but there's hundreds of different Bibles. Yeah, absolutely there is. Thousands of different religions, and Christianity itself has like 10,000 sects. Absolutely, man. I don't subscribe to any of that. There's only one true Bible, and as far as one true religion, it's not in church. It's within you, and it's within the few brothers and sisters that you find. The church is. If there is a creator, would he preserve his word for us? Of course he would. Of course he would see to it that his children would have his word. And his word teaches us about these children. It's about us, his children, and it teaches us about these evil beings that we call the Nephilim, the fallen angels. I simply refer to them as the serpent seed, because that's where they come from. When we look at something, I just want to use this illustration, and I've used it before, and I'm going to use it one more time, so if you will indulge me. I want us to look at these pictures right here, and we see just a pile of rubble with these old automobiles. And if we were to imagine that a tornado, an F5 tornado, were to come through, and you were to get wind of this, and you were to go to your shelter, and if you were to ride out the tornado, and it's going to come directly right over top of this pile of rubble and over you, what do you think would happen? What would you expect to see when you came out from your shelter? Would you expect to see this right here? Or would you expect to see, how about that pile of rubble of cars, would you expect to see a brand new car lot? I'm just asking you. Yes, it's kind of silly, but this is the reality of people who believe that we're here by accident. You see, even if you don't want to love the Almighty Creator, even if you want to have ill feelings toward him, so be it. It's asinine on a cosmic scale, man, to deny that we are here by accident and chance. Well, let's say you have these dilapidated houses and a pile of lumber. Again, F5 tornado. Again, you take shelter. when it all is said and done and you come up from your shelter, what do you expect to find? Do you expect to find this, the hell that our brothers and sisters in Joplin, Missouri had to go through? And God bless you, brothers and sisters. Or do you expect to find this? You see, for you to have this beautiful home, there had to be a designer, a master designer. There had to be an intelligent hand behind it. Just like with the car lot, there had to be an intelligent hand behind it. The Bible will reveal itself when we take the chains off of it, and that starts with us. We have to take the chains off of us for the Bible to reveal itself to us. Again, I'm not a Bible thumper, but the Bible can do more for you than I can possibly tell you. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know 3, 4, 5 different languages. You don't need lexicons, dictionaries, all that. And I've been through all that, man. Trust me. You don't need all that, man. All you need is a little bit of time and effort and willingness to learn. And you can learn. Let's read something quickly, and we're not going to be but so quick, about what our Almighty Father says about these evil beings that live among us now. Let's go back to the second page in the Bible, but what about the third page? In Genesis 3:14-15, and let's read something that is incredibly telling, and you will not find this taught in church. You will not find this taught in the Catholic Church, the Protestant Church. You simply will not find it taught. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Genesis 3:15. Please take note. And I will put enmity, and the word enmity means hatred. And I will put hatred between thee and the woman. And this is the Almighty Father talking to the serpent. Now he's saying that he will put hate between the woman's seed now mind you, which means offspring, and the serpent's seed, offspring. And between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. And this is, the serpents will bruise the heel of Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ will inevitably bruise thy head, which means he will crush the head of the serpent, which is why you see the statue that I put in my videos. Now, the seed of the woman is us. The seed of the serpent are the beings that we will learn about, that we see constantly on TV, sports, media. We live among them. We live our lives with them side by side. It's called the wheat and the tares. I'll get into that later. I'm not going to overload you with so much, but so fast, because it serves no purpose. Enmity means hate. Seed means offspring. So here you have early on in the Bible, you have the Almighty Father telling us that there are two distinct, different races. Okay? You have the seed, the offspring of this serpent, and the offspring of the woman. Many of you are the offspring of the woman, and dare I say, a few of you listening are even the offspring of the serpent. Let's move forward, and let's go over to Genesis chapter 6. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, and that's us, that's our people as we were growing in numbers, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, which means that they were pretty. They took them as wives, all of which they chose. Okay, the sons of God, that's important, that they saw these women, they were pretty, and they took them as wives. And what they ended up doing was they procreated with them, and they made children. Now, I skipped verse number 3, because what it is the Almighty Father tells us that we will live to be 120, and slowly that will go down, and that's about where we're at now, is about 73. There were giants in the earth in those days, and the word giant, the actual word there is the Nephil, and this is where we get the Nephilim. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, because these giants have never went away, and they are here now in droves. When the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. They were a mixed breed of man and Nephilim. Now, many of you ask a pastor or a lion conniving pastor, priest, which I have no use for. If you were to ask them what that means, they will tell you, oh, that's just spiritual, that's symbolic. Really? And that the sons of God were actually just men. Well, let's go over to Job and let's find out what it actually means. In Job 1:6, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Now, if the sons of God were presenting themselves before the Lord, surely common sense would tell you that's not us. No, the sons of God were angels. Angels, the fallen angels.